Episode 11.
Yeah.
We've done 10 of these.
Turn me up on my headphones, slime.
As of right now, we're about to do the 11th.
Ooh, with the breakdown right
Dude,
there.
just a new beat for the next 10.
Yo, I'm about to give 16 to the people right now.
Don't do it. They can't handle it. Go back and listen to the last 10 episodes. Get yourself caught up. You've still got time.
People, the last 10 episodes were just dropped.
Shout out to Evan Coucher, our first guest, came on. We had a good time with him.
Absolutely crushed it.
We have to start this episode with something I hope we don't ever have to do a lot, and that's an apology.
A correction of sorts.
Correction of sorts.
May I just say that,
I mean, if you both name your store Premier, it's bound to happen.
It was an honest mistake, let me say
really
that.
Was.
But, Premier in Detroit, the Detroit area.
That's the skate.
Is the skate shop that did the amazing Nike skateboarding collaborations, Nike SB joints.
And their Nike account in good standing.
Very good standing.
No problems whatsoever.
Killing the game right now.
So we would like to apologize for confusing them with Premier, I believe, San Diego.
Yes.
Who has lost their Nike account and will be closing.
And my thoughts still remain the same on that situation, which is it's not good. Like, that's crazy. And I don't like the trend that's happening with mom and pops losing their accounts. And I just think it's a symptom of a larger problem, which is direct to consumer retail, which is basically going to destroy the thing that got me into sneakers in the first place, which is sneaker stores.
Well, problem on one side of the coin, really good for business on the other side of the coin. I mean, they basically are going to make twice wholesale on every pair of them.
Yeah, I mean, good for them, but like for the consumer, there's something about going into the mom and pop. It's just different.
Dude, absolutely. I think especially in the last couple, decades or decade, that the boutique level has been a thing. I think that's added so much.
Absolutely.
But anyway, real quick apology to Premier Skate. We didn't mean to confuse you or include you.
Shout out to them, by the way, too, because they do a great business, a great online business. Not even an ad for them, but some real stuff. I've shopped there plenty of times. So
yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to you guys.
So hopefully we won't do that too often. There's a lot to talk about this week, man. We can take this so many different ways. I'd like to know what you think of where Kawhi might end up.
Wow.
And if you have a preference, I think right now it's between him staying in Toronto
or going in the LA area,
going to the Los Angeles Lakers, I believe. I think the Clippers are out. Last I've really seen, the heavy hitters of spectating.
All right. Well,
spectating this sort of stuff.
As far as NBA talk goes, I first want to say that for the Knicks,
what a day.
To not
what a week.
Even offer a contract. Now they can say that they knew he was going to roll to the Nets. That's all good. But for you to not even offer a contract, and I know that he's probably going to miss next season or like 75% of it, which is crazy. But to not even offer a contract is nuts. But as far as Kawhi, who I would argue is probably the best player in the league right now,
way up there,
coming off of that amazing postseason run.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. The Sixers were one lucky shot away from.
Dude, it's crazy because it wasn't even the Sixers at their best, and they gave them the best
comp they had.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, if he goes to the Lakers, I'll sit back and watch that. I mean, that'd be the end of our championship hopes as Philadelphia. Like, we would get there, and then, I mean, who the hell's beating that team, realistically?
AD, LeBron, and Kawhi Leonard.
If that happens.
That'd be crazy.
So I would sit back and watch it. I think there would be some history to be seen. I almost would rather see it than wonder what if, now that the thought's been, now that's a possibility. But the other end of that, for me as a 76ers fan, is if he stays in Toronto, we get to roll that team, and I'd be all about, getting to knock them out.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Raptors went from world champs to like 5th seed with the subtraction of one player?
Who knows, man? I think for the most part, they're still going to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think that the East is ours to lose next year.
Yeah. But the Nets, they're only going to have Kyrie next year.
Right.
Which I shouldn't say only. Kyrie's a really eclectic cat. Like, for him he just wanted to go home, he said. And
I think he's in a little bit of a nutcase, personally.
He's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. And I'm like, You know, I'm excited for Brooklyn, but
for him to leave LeBron at LeBron's, like, he was still in his peak at that point. He was definitely the best player in the league at that point. For him to leave LeBron like that is crazy.
He's kind of he's a flat earther. He's a bad teammate. I don't know. Not too into Kyrie, man. I'm really not. Plus, once you go to Boston, you're like dead to me.
Yeah.
You know, notice I didn't even bring up Kemba because like he's just.
We forgot about him.
He like got Thanos snapped out of my existence.
Fuck that.
That he is Celtic. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think this whole free agency has been pretty exciting, and maybe even more exciting than the season last year, the regular season last year. It's been crazy.
I have inside information though.
What do you got
on Kawhi?
What does it say?
All right, so yesterday I was talking to 40 from OVO.
No big deal.
And he was telling me that Drake has made a 11th hour push.
Oh my God.
To keep Kawhi in Toronto. Physically, actually went to Kawhi and rapped back to back.
No.
For him. And a personal one-on-one concert.
Wasn't there, I saw some news like that he really did meet with him. And,
I'm kidding about the backpack, but he really.
In addition to whatever Toronto would give him, he would give him some kind of spot on this record label or something.
He would make him a part of OVO, like officially.
Yeah, I got to be honest, man, and I know every team's got one, but he's a terribly
cheerleader,
corny. He's a corny part of the Raptors, if you ask me. Like, I'd be like, enough already. If they were my team, I'd be like, this guy.
It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
I always wonder, like take my father, who's not old by any means, you know? I don't even know if he's 60 yet. I don't think he's even 60 yet.
Oh, your pop's young.
Yeah, he's young. And he's an athlete, like was a very serious athlete, pro prospect, and a big basketball fan, like forever, his whole life.
Yeah.
So I wonder how he takes, like, just trying to get through the finals and so much of it being, you know, about Drake, so much of the coverage and the
Drake
ESPN
took over.
and the highlights and the interviews. Like, I just imagine him, you know, he's a fan of older rap, obviously, and he's a fan of the NBA. But, like, you know, he's a Knicks fan, so I guess he's seen Spike Lee be annoying here or there.
That's what Drake's trying to do. Yeah, Drake's trying to be Spike. Drake's trying to be Spike 2.0. So crazy.
And Toronto is, like, way more into Drake than the Knicks are into Spike. Like, the Knicks acknowledge Spike, and he gets his seat, and he's been allowed, you know, like, some freedoms.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think Toronto is, like, they've given him a position to let him design a jersey, apparently.
Yeah.
Or a jersey inspired by his record label or whatever.
It's one that says North.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I need to get Drake the hell out of my NBA news, personally.
The NBA is going to be crazy, man. If they join up like the Avengers, it's going to be like Golden State 2.0. And now with KD leaving Golden State, it kind of makes things a little different. Like, they're still going to be a perennial favorite, right?
I think that Brooklyn is so the Warriors are looking at getting Russell. It's a little guard heavy, but if you have D'Lo, Clay, and Curry, you should still be pretty damn good.
Absolutely. I heard Curry's brother just got a contract just because he's related to him.
Where, though?
Seth Curry just got with the Mavericks.
Well, it's not just. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, but if he was,
I thought you were talking about another one.
If he was
Bradley,
if he was
Bradley Curry,
if he was Seth COYLE, but if he was Seth COYLE, I think he'd be in the D League. I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
That's pretty funny.
Yo, Seth COYLE, he's on the top of the key.
Looking good for our Sixers, though. I like the moves that they made.
I do too.
Big thank you to Jimmy Butler for the season that he gave us. He played his ass off for us and decided to go to Miami. It is what it is.
And he let us do a sign and trade. He could have gone to a team that didn't need to do that, but he did go to a team that needed to unload money to have him.
Yeah.
So it had to have been a sign and trade. And I respect that because it did give us a couple pieces, may not be the craziest pieces, but it did help us a little bit more than it would have if he just rolled.
And now I think we're looking at Kyle Korver. I don't know if you've heard that, but good shot. Good shot.
Kyle Korver. Legend has it his shadow once killed a small dog.
I think that's actually factual information. If I'm, not to correct you. His shadow picked up and strangled the dog. It was very violent. I mean, this is not up for debate.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got that. We've got a new Concepts New Balance today. Which means we got to wrap this here pretty soon.
Yeah, dude.
We actually record the day before you see it, so I got till like 10:30, then I got to really get in position.
All right, when you guys buy stuff online, everybody has their own process. Now, for me personally, if I really want the shit, I get like butterflies in my stomach. Like the couple minutes before it's about to happen, I get like this weird anxiety where it's like life and death.
I stop everything too early. So
like a half hour before you're like in the zone.
I'm just watching it and nothing's going to happen. And then I still miss.
I remember when
then I just call.
I remember when the second Concepts. I remember when the second Yeezys were coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yeezy, Nike, the twos, right? Mm-hmm. I can remember being online that day and it was like the most serious shit in the world.
Oh, dude, for sure.
Like when those Solars were coming out and the Platinum, I was like, yo. And then they did the surprise drop for the Red Octobers. I remember that people were buying them for $1,000 and I thought that was a lot of money.
That's crazy, right? Well, I still wouldn't have done it. Like, I still wouldn't do it today, I don't think. I mean, I know that I could flip them for that reason.
But as far as rocking them?
I would not rock them having paid $1,000.
That's crazy.
Personally. But I'm really excited about this Concepts project. Like I've been on this New Balance wave. I got another.
I'm very happy.
Another NB1 on the way. This is all because of you.
I've created a monster over here.
Really.
Yo.
Also, I'm almost hesitant to keep talking about how much I like it because for right now, a lot of people aren't paying a lot of attention. I've been cleaning up.
I love it. I just want to say that as much as I've championed New Balance over the years, right?
Yeah.
The older I get, I don't know if it's a service or a disservice. Like am I? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I can't lie. Like I just love the brand. Like there's nothing they do that I don't mess with, and it all goes back to them continually supporting union American labor.
You can't beat that. And
United Kingdom. Yo, if you go to Flimby, like that's like the hub of the area. Like New Balance supports the whole thing. And like when they use premium materials and they continue to make the shoes more comfortable, and I'm old now, like I'm washed. Comfort is what I really look for in a shoe. But it is. And these 997s that are coming out today for Concepts, it's on that new tooling. It's on the new outsole. So they take
it's an H, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I believe it's a Sport.
Sport.
So they take that upper, that beautiful Brolic 997 upper.
With that awesome pink purple they chose.
That pig suede, it's almost like they didn't have to dye it. Like Porky Pig was just rolling around.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
and that's also a fact.
And it was actually based on the Curse of the Bambino.
Yo, go into this because it's I love like collabs with good deep cuts.
Well, Dion and the people at Concepts, shout out. They are legendary for keeping their themes in tight with where they're from. So in the Boston area, that's where they're located, Boylston, and also New York now. So they tied in both of these areas, which they have in the past.
Whoa.
They have the Bambino being sold from the Red Sox to the Yankees for like I think $25,000, something like that.
Jeez, can you imagine?
And the $25,000 that they got, they put on a play, and that's a musical. So the shoe is based off that musical.
That's a deep cut, brah.
The playbill, if you look at the playbill from the original play, it is pink and orange, and that is the color scheme of the sneaker.
Anyway, I love this freaking thing, and that's a cool-ass deep cut, and I love storytelling like that, and it makes me really want this sneaker. Are you going to go after it?
Oh, 197%.
Yeah, I'm going to have it. I'm going to try like everybody else first. And then, if need be, I'll make the calls.
And here's the cool thing, right? Real quick.
To have that one.
What they do is they cop the sneakers from New Balance. They have a great relationship. Then the shoes come in packaged in the old uniform New Balance box. They take that box and they rip that to shreds.
Dude, they destroy it.
Then they make
then recycle.
They make their own packaging out of their own pocket, right? Mm-hmm. And here's a little inside information.
So none of their pants have pockets.
None. Here's the inside information. Ready? New Balance and Concepts
out of their own pocket
make almost no money. Our jokes are so multidimensional.
Yeah,
the multi-dimensions are happening.
Okay,
but but for real, they make hardly any money off these. These are just for the people.
They're fire.
That's it.
Shout out to Dion over at Concepts.
JT,
good dude.
Yep.
JT. They've just always been very good at this. And it's nice to have a new one to be excited about.
Yeah.
In maybe less exciting or less fun to talk about news.
Oh, God.
there was this Air Max 1 with the Betsy Ross flag on the back.
If I hear one more, listen, I know we got to touch this because
we have to.
We touch shit.
Big news. We touch things.
But let me just say that are we a little bit sensitive or not?
I think it's a stretch for sure. But here's the thing, and I do understand this. I still think it's a stretch.
I understand too. But
they're saying that it's been appropriated by hate groups. I mean, I guess definitely being used by them. But then when you, to a degree, this is how I feel. When you then ask Nike or force Nike's hand or celebrate Nike pulling it for that reason, then you've kind of surrendered that flag to the hate group, right?
They win.
Then then you're saying like, yeah, that is a symbol of hate.
Yeah.
Whereas it was used in the backdrop of Obama's inauguration.
It's the origin of our country.
It's on the 76ers jersey.
Right. Just because it was from a time that wasn't socially conscious, like, doesn't mean that it wasn't our past. Like, maybe certain parts of our past weren't great and they were super messed up, like, but certain parts were good too.
Now, I will say this. I'm not entirely white for those who don't know, but I haven't experienced a lot of like systematic racism or anything in my life.
Right.
I'm not. I
haven't either. So maybe we're totally off base.
We have to say that, like, and I mean this when I say it. It's not that I just have to say it, but I can't begin to assume or judge the way that kind of symbolism might make someone feel.
I agree.
Right. So I get it, especially if the stories are all true. I mean, a part of me is a little suspect of this maybe being marketing. Like, Cap is really like looking over Nike's upcoming releases as like some sort of racial
is that
police
what he's doing?
Filter. I don't know. Apparently it was Kaepernick who said, yo, Nike, this is no good for this reason.
Wow.
And then it got pulled. I don't know. I think some of that is a little bit of marketing. I think to some degree, you kind of let them win when you make this big deal out of it. When, if you just let it rock. And the other thing too is I think if Nike didn't say anything or Kaepernick or whoever didn't say anything and they just let it rock, I don't know how many people on my timeline would have got upset.
Like, I that's my point. Now if it was the Dukes of Hazzard,
yeah,
right?
The Confederate.
If it was the Confederate flag,
I'd have burned them.
We have no quandary whatsoever. Like, that flag. Now that flag, I will say, is notoriously down south. Dixie, I understand that. And for that, I'm on board 110%. Like, and I think Nike would never let that rock.
No, dude, never. And as far as the Betsy Ross flag too, like, I totally understand that. The thing about, I qualify, and I think most people have qualified this cancellation with the fact that a hate group or hate groups have assimilated that flag into their whatever. It's branding.
Almost bringing awareness to them.
It sucks that that's the result.
Because I didn't know that.
But
maybe if
you lean on the other part or half of the argument that it's like, it was a flag from a time when the country had slavery and this and that and that. Well, then you got to get George Washington off some of our money. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, he owned slaves. Yep. You got to, there's a lot of, and I'm not against it either. If you want to go there.
If you want to go that route.
I mean, listen, I'm not the guy to argue.
Yeah, our past is very tainted, man.
And I want to say that all this is just conversation. I'm 120,000% behind Nike doing it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. And I think it's really super funny that it's bothered some people who wouldn't have bought that shoe anyway, who are just, Ted Cruz, for example. Like, that's Ted Cruz is mad. The governor from Arizona tried to take funding away from Nike and then
oh, come on,
gave
man.
it back the next
Jesus
day.
Christ. People are
this
so
is
fucking...
that shit's ridiculous. That shit's incredibly funny. So
Bro, it's just a sneaker.
I don't want to be misread because I had a couple comments, that I'm like that guy or I'm right wing or whatever. I don't even know what the hell that means, but so I want to double down and say it's fucking hilarious to see people really mad at it.
Yeah, I just think it's a slippery slope. Like, if we're watching everything like that, and if we're looking for reasons to cancel something or I just don't want us to look too deep. Because you can find fault in almost anything if you look hard. It's like 6 degrees of separation.
We live in The flag as it stands now is the symbol of a country that's systematically racist. You know what I'm saying? Like the flag as it stands now was the flag during segregation. The flag as it stands now was the flag during all these police brutalities. The flag as it stands now is got a lot of blood on it, bro.
Just look at Instagram,
and that's just keeping it. You know, those quick examples were just keeping it African American. If you look at the flag as it's used now, it's separating babies from parents at the border. It's marching into war. It's
the footage of those.
You know, it's
footage
insane.
of those kids in those tinfoil blankets is so. Oh my god!
I would argue that what we should do is not surrender those important symbols, even those that are historical. You know, years out from normal use. I don't think that we should surrender those to those things, whether they're true or not. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so a hate group likes that flag, whatever. Smack a hate group. You see a Nazi, a racist, a bigot, or whatever, punch him in the face from playground politics. But don't just surrender. Just don't surrender that flag to them. It's not theirs. Fuck them.
I can't be cool.
They could have the swastika.
Yeah, I can't be cool. I can't be cool with anybody that judges a person off of what they look like.
No,
in any way.
That's ridiculous, man.
For who you are as a person, like some of the coolest people I met don't look the right way.
Dude, you know how many ugly girls I've made out with?
Seriously, I can attest to this.
That was such a terrible joke.
Bad joke.
Terrible joke.
On.
All right, moving on. Fuck that whole thing.
Yeah.
That shoe was corny anyway, to be straight up
it's
and down
whack
about
anyway,
it.
without the flag. It's a terrible shoe.
It's amazing how high the resale got for a second, but Nike wants those
People
all
are so
back.
Thirsty. I heard StockX.
I can assure you of that.
I heard StockX bowed down too.
Yeah, I think because, and I'm not, don't only put words in their mouth because I don't work with StockX, although I'd love to. StockX, reach out at any time.
Shout out to
literally
StockX.
At any time. I think part of that was Nike. I know from some of my clients that are retailers that Nike was like, yo, need every single pair back on the Pronto.
For the incinerator.
You know, on the Pronto. And they were even making, to some degree, they were making, or I saw that some retailers were reaching out to resellers that they had like already given pairs to or whatever, and we're like, yo, we're gonna need those.
Well, I heard what they're doing is they're gonna actually take the flag off and make them Drake Air Max 1s.
Good joke. So you saved me from the ugly girl joke right to the good joke.
That's not really happening?
No, that's not really happening. The shadow strangling dog situation was real. That OVO
Imagine
Air
if
Max
they
1.
did, yo. They were like, yo, here's some new Drakes.
Oh my god. No, they would need Jordan.
Yo, these Raptor 4s.
No, they don't. No, he's a Nike athlete.
Yo, these Raptor 4s, they didn't sell, but guess what?
Hey.
Drizzy.
Guess what? They're still only $20 over retail.
So trash.
$15 profit.
If you bought them, bro, they got you, man.
They got you so hard.
Damn, they got you.
Dude, you know one of my favorite things about Jordan Brand? I would say this is my favorite things about Jordan Brand, Complex. You don't see too many Nike employees, but I notice this with Jordan Brand and Complex employees the most. They celebrate everything on social media like it's a huge, like they are such Kool-Aid drinking people. It's insane.
Yay!
It's insane. Like first of all, on the concepts end of this, it isn't an insult because one of the coolest things I think about Complex.
All right, thank
Complex.
God.
One of the coolest things I think about Complex is they have this sort of air about them that we are complex and we have done these things and you know it. But it's funny when you watch it, they only like each other's tweets. They only ever retweet
It's very
each other.
in-house.
It's all this is the best thing I saw on the internet today. I can close my eyes and bet it's a Complex production.
If they lost Joe LaPuma, where would they be?
Dude, Joe's amazing, and to some degree, even Joe is guilty of this.
He's sipping the tea.
To some degree, it's like this, and I love Joe, and Joe is a personal friend of mine, and we have a small working relationship,
right?
Very slight. I help him occasionally, this or that, but even so, I could say to some degree, 90% of his likes or retweets are going to his team. And I think that's almost just an interesting observation about Complex, right? And it's cool. I'm with it. It's probably awesome for the team morale. It's kind of like them versus everybody all the time. It's only funny when they're like, they only celebrate each other's thing. Like one of my favorite things about it right now is they're really trying really hard with complex sports, and they should, and they're great. And they brought Chops over.
Okay.
He used to work on like the hip hop coverage, and now he's working on the sports, and I think that's going to be great for them, right? But like that's kind of been Bleacher's space right now. Bleacher Report's been like really good at, breaking the social media, the news, the memes, the this and the that, right?
Yeah.
Especially the memes. So one of the things I think is really funny about Complex is like they'll ignore I'm talking about everyone that works at Complex, no matter what. We'll ignore like the most fantastic Bleacher Report meme, let's say, right? That like everybody, right? And then they'll all champion and retweet, frankly, pause and with all love and respect, close parentheses, a really kind of crappy like Complex one where like the head's not moving right with the rest of the body. And I get that. That's like team morale. Anyway, on that side of the point that I'm trying to make is Complex who does it right to some degree. And then on the other end of that, I would say is Jordan Brand employees. Dude, if you follow anyone that works at Jordan Brand, it's like they swim, bathe, drink, live
Let me ask
in
you
the
a question.
Kool-Aid. It's insane. Like,
do you think if you worked for Jordan Brand, right?
I have to ignore replies from Jordan Brand employees. That's how cringe they are.
Do you think if you worked for Jordan Brand, and you showed up wearing a pair of Reeboks for work?
You can. I don't think you can. I don't think you literally can.
Really?
I think you can wear Nike or Jordan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you could walk into
Portland. Not that I even would necessarily, but like just like that's what we're basically talking about.
No, I mean to some degree, every brand's like that. Like recently, fairly recently, I was playing around with the idea of doing some stuff with Under Armour. So I went to their headquarters in Baltimore, and like you could go in anything. And there's some people walking around in other stuff.
Will they give you shoes?
But when you go to the gym, if you don't have Under Armour shoes, they'll give you shoes.
Oh,
you can't like go work out in something because that's like sort of their niche.
Right.
You can't go into their facilities and play basketball or lift weights or run the turf or whatever.
I got you.
And anything else. So they literally have a system there
where
they'll like hold your shoe and they'll swap you out. And I think that has a lot to do with like first of all, that's their whole niche.
Yeah.
Second of all, if there was like a photo taken or whatever, if you're there in that facility, you're either an employee, an endorsee, or like a VIP.
Do you think if LeBron would have signed with Under Armour instead of Nike, that Under Armour could ever compete?
No.
Because they have Seth, right?
I mean, even if like,
is it the symbol?
It's just not enough, dude.
Is it the symbol?
You could give them the greatest. Well, first of all, yes, their logo's trash. I designed an entire collection. Let's call it an exercise
logo
that
list?
Was like literally trying to avoid
Under Armour. If you're
logo.
listening, my name is Mike COYLE, right? I grew up in Mayfair. I'm a Cancer. I like long walks on the beach, quiet candlelit dinners, and all things vanilla. Now, what I want to say is that logo has got to change, guys.
It was great in the center chest of your spandex shirts or whatever. It was perfect.
It stands out. It's very legible.
Yeah.
But as far as like on a sneaker, it doesn't flow. It has no feng shui. No. It just doesn't come off appealing in any way.
I'll show you sometime off camera some of the stuff I had done for them. There's one logo that's actually pretty much in my handwriting.
Yeah.
That they really liked. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that stuff because who knows where that stuff is.
Yeah.
Under Armour moves so incredibly slow that could still be a project in motion.
They probably still haven't. They haven't even opened the email.
Like I literally don't even know if that's still happening.
Yeah.
But regardless, I love Under Armour hover technology quite a bit. The Under Armour Phantom is a fucking phenomenal shoe. These are all true opinions with no dollars behind them or whatever. Just because we just kind of ragged their logo for a bit. There's the
but it's honest. It's an
sugar
honest,
cube.
It's an honest critique, and what I will say is, from what I understand, because I don't really ball out like I used to, I think from what I hear, they make pretty good basketball sneakers.
But back to the original point, they make good sneakers in general. That hover technology for real is really good. Try a pair of Phantom sometimes. You can get them like $60 sometimes. Anyway, back to the original point there is you were talking about the Drake shoe, and I was like, I watched Jordan Brand employees celebrate that like an Oscar. Like just like this is so dope or whatever. And it was easily one of the cheesiest moves this year.
Now, if they would have came out side by side with the Travises, right? Same day, double drop like a pack.
No.
You know what I mean? It would be different because the Raptors would have never existed, and that would have been the Raptors. It wouldn't be so transparently. Right. It was a move.
Would have also got smashed by the Travis because the Travis Scott's an amazing
fire.
suit. And also, like, I'm not personally insulting these Jordan Brand employees, nor am I insulting that shoe necessarily. And nor am I saying that by that being one of the worst moves of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Am I saying they're doing a bad job? They're killing it.
Dude, I can't wait for those Travis 6s. Cannot wait.
I feel like we always have to qualify when we're like, not that I mean, some people at the brands are definitely listening, but for the most part, it's really more to say to our audience, like, yo, this is just us hanging with you. This is just us hanging with you.
You're not going to like everything, yo. Like, I don't like everything that every brand does.
Dude, I fucking hate zucchini.
I agree.
Zucchini's trash.
Seriously,
bro.
Zucchini, go fall back.
All the way back. Why is that even a thing? All the things that are available. And then some people are like, zucchini, bro, all day. I had somebody be like, what about fried zucchini? I'm like, yeah, if you bread and fry it to the point where it doesn't taste like anything but fried bread.
All right, I want to talk.
Like it.
I want to talk about something.
Anyway.
Here's Segway Masters. Ready?
Fucking love Jordan Brand.
Retail as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Is zucchini.
I was recently in Macy's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. Are you going to tell them about your come
Yes.
up?
And I actually...
just fucked up my whole stand.
I actually went to my favorite place in the world, which is the clearance section.
Okay, of Macy's specifically, or
and just Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, all the top box retailers, right?
Are you a Nordstrom rack guy? Sorry,
I will. Yo, if I can get a deal, I'm all about getting a deal.
Yeah, isn't that like a store of their clearance?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And also, I'll drop a gem. I don't even know if I should drop this.
Do it, dude.
All right, there's a place called 6pm.com. 6pm.com is basically saying like the last place these items end up.
Gotta be there.
Last week they had polo silk scarves that were like $198. They were on sale for like $20. Dude, you can find some steals. New Balance, polo, my two favorite things. That's why I go there. Anyway, I hit the clearance rack, right? And this is the way I peruse the clearance rack. I go to like, if it's set up by sale, or by size, I just go to my size, right? And then I'll hit the whole thing. But there's a skill in hitting a packed rack. You have to look at that little bit sticking out, right? That little teeny piece, and you have to know what brand that is. Now, I can tell a club room shirt from a polo shirt, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, because I'm that vicious with it.
Oh my god.
When you see sick with it in the dictionary, it's me and Chris D'Elia. We're sick with it.
Dude, one day you're gonna be married and you're gonna I'm gonna be at your house like older gentlemen do, like having dinner or whatever with our girls.
Wine, except I'm drinking grape juice.
And like your young child shows you her homework before she's excused to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're going to say some random fucking polo shit.
Yeah.
Random. I mean, like, did you know there's 476 stitches in every polo, whatever? Like,
I think it's like 200. I think it's like 208.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
And your wife's going to be like, he can't even remember my birthday.
You know what?
It's going to be like
She's going to be 100% right.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
He doesn't remember what we did last weekend.
Did you know that the Polo Sport Blue Cologne was originally released in 1997?
He knows shit like this, but he doesn't even know my sister Tracy's husband's name. And you're like, who's Tracy?
But my point is that, all right, the way Polo works and all these big brands work, especially like the big names like Ralph, their markup is insane. Worse than Nike's, right?
300%, 400%.
Dude, crazy. Yeah. I got a pair of pants retail $228.
Oh, they're so sick.
The last act price was $51.
I need them.
And then you can take a 20% off of that.
I'm about to give COYLE like $85 for them.
So they were $40 from $228. And you know what? The store probably didn't lose money.
Craziness.
And then here's another one. Double RL, which is Ralph has a big ranch out in by where Oprah lives. There's actually a great episode of Oprah where she goes to his ranch. It's so incredible. They're
like neighbors?
He has these huge teepees out in, I think it's Oregon. Legitimate teepees. Like when I say teepee, like I mean like they have bedrooms in them.
Whoa.
And Yo, it's one of the most incredible videos I've ever seen, right? Well, anyway, Double RL is like one of their offshoots, like Polo Sport. And
It stands for Really Ralph
right.
Lauren.
It's actually, I think it's for Ralph, and then his wife's name is like Ricky, I think. Ralph and Ricky Lauren. It's like, or Ranch, one of those, Ralph's Ranch, whatever, something like that. But Double RL. And they make like Western type, like gritty, not a lot of logos, but the stuff is high quality. And I found a pair of denim. They're $490.
Is that the Ralph stuff that you would like associate with that like cowboy look? Like
Yes.
sometimes they have like the pullover blanket with the neck cut out and stuff like that.
It's that, and it's also like a old school biker, like 50s Americana, 60s Americana, like gritty.
Yo, what is that piece called? Like, in terms of like what kind of garment is that when it's like a blanket with a hole in the middle?
Oh my god!
And you kind of wear it.
Sombrero? No,
that's the hat. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm not going to derail the show, but I'll think of it.
Dude, you should, because I would love to know.
Those
and I'm also
shits are
now
fire.
imagining your hypothetical wife. Like, how does he not know this? But he knew like
He knows everything about fucking New Balance, but when it comes to what I want to do Thursday night,
or what the fuck the blanket thing with the holes in is called.
what's my favorite kind of pudding? You fuck.
Yeah, what is it?
It's obviously flan.
Dude, is that pudding?
I don't know.
Let us know if flan is pudding. This is pressing.
Flan.
Or if you know what that garment's called. Is it a poncho?
It might be a poncho.
Really? Even though it's more like,
It's
you know,
probably
the
got a
one that
cool
I'm talking
name.
about is
Yes.
way more blanket.
Clint Eastwood wore them in every single movie he's ever been in.
Literally. So maybe
Name
it's
it.
called an Eastwood.
Gran Torino
He wore it.
blanket shirt.
Blanket. Blanket shirt. What is the blanket shirt called? Dude, 500 or 600 gold stars to whoever can give us the answer to
Yo,
that.
if you knock out the blanket shirt.
650 gold stars.
But my point to all this is don't ever spend retail unless it's something that's really hyped that you can like, that's going to go up in value, right?
Ralph especially, right? If you're,
Oh my God.
if you're ahead,
dude,
they got crazy shit.
It always goes on sale, guys. Always. Like, especially at places like Macy's, because as soon as the season's over, they can't keep that out.
What about in the real store, like right up here? That he's not right up here. I feel like I thought I was in Center City.
The factory store?
I don't know what it's called. In Center City, the one
the
that
Polo
looks like
store.
you're in there and it looks like you're in his house
that's
or
the
some shit.
flagship. Even that,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Does
they
that go
I
deep?
don't know if they do clearance like that because they don't want to lose face.
Right, right.
So they'll probably ship it off to a factory store if it doesn't sell there.
Right. I've been in there one time and I just felt like I couldn't touch anything.
You know what we used to do?
What's that?
We used to. Don't do this because you can. I'm pretty sure you can get locked
Unless
up.
you're 8 years old, then make up
Yo,
your
if
own
you're
mind.
8, you can run wild.
Listen, if you're 8 years old, no matter what, I didn't even have to hear what he has to say.
If you're under 18, matter of fact, you can do all this shit because they're just going to slap
Under
you on the
18,
wrists.
over 8.
Right. So you go in and you go to the clearance rack and you find your size and whatever item you're looking for. So you're looking for a new jacket. Find a jacket that's your size.
Boom.
Put it in the dressing room. This is so fucked up. Then you go find one of the new items that are really dope that aren't on sale.
Gotcha.
That's that size.
Gotcha.
You go in and you just switch the tags.
That's it?
You just switch the tags.
I thought it was going to be more diabolical than that. That just
scheme.
sounds smart.
But you cannot go to the register in that department because that person is hip to the gear. So you go to like the cologne and you try out a couple colognes. You act like you're interested. You say, "Hey, I heard you guys got that new."
You got to be careful not to cross pollinate tags too, right?
Oh yeah, has to
Like
be
you
same
don't wanna-
size. Has to be same brand. Has to look the part.
You don't want to go into like Home Goods and they're like,
No.
"Sir, this isn't a fork. This is a blanket shirt."
Yeah, sir, this is not a Ralph Lauren shirt. This is a Ralph Lauren set of panties.
Fantastic.
But
They make
no,
Ralph panties?
I have no idea. But what you do,
You don't really know all that much
I
today.
know I'm clueless right now.
Okay, anyway,
but
keep going.
but no, you go to what I do is I go to the colognes
Do it.
and then I work my magic. What I do first is I say, "Do you have that new Givenchy Gentleman cologne I've been hearing so much about?" And the lady says, "Yes, sir, I do. It's right over here." And I say, "Well, listen, chick, why don't you let me spray that on myself and become irresistible to all women?" And then she says, "Oh my God, are you crispy?" And I say, "No doubt." And then I roll out with the item.
And then she's like, just go ahead and put whatever tag you want on it.
"Oh yeah," you know what I'm saying. Then I go in the back and I give her a pity fuck. It's like, that's how I do it.
Anyway, if you're 8 years old or older, you
Yes.
can go in there and switch the tags and pity fuck whoever you'd like.
And if you get caught, all you say is, "I thought that's what we were supposed to do."
I thought that, you know,
we're not- yo.
why give us the option?
Oh, we're not allowed to do that?
Oh. Anyway, so that was a good tip.
Don't do that shit. That's old school COYLE mentality. I'm trying to be new. Like before, I would order a sandwich in Wawa, and I would just eat it before I got to the counter. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
What
dude.
happens?
Nothing. It's just not there. It just disappeared.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we would have races so you could eat faster.
Yo, speaking of what you've described is nowhere near as disgusting as these people licking ice cream in stores. Have you seen this?
Cause if you lick my ice cream, dog, yo, we have a serious problem.
Now one of them has been arrested.
Good.
And they're like,
man,
they're clearly trying to make an example out of her because they're like up to 20 years in prison.
I hope she gets 25 years in dick in the butt prison. I hope she gets
dick in the butt.
Dick in the butt prison. Hardcore. Orange is the new black. You fucked up prison.
Because I will say, where I think that might be a little harsh.
No. It's ice cream, goddammit.
It's fucking, what a disgusting thing to do for some clout.
It's nasty, bro.
Terrible. It's funny too because like they do that kind of shit for attention, right?
Yeah.
And then they get attention.
And then they don't want it.
Well, there's that. But also I'm like, who does this speak more poorly of? The woman
Us?
who licks the ice cream or the person that's like, oh, this is somebody I want to follow?
Piece of shit.
That's real bad. That's up there.
Yo, I would never even think of doing that.
Dude, Trump said during the Revolutionary War we had soldiers in the airport or something like that. Did you hear about this?
No.
Way before planes. During his 4th of July speech.
I saw that he had an eagle next to him on his desk, like trying to be patriotic, and he tried to feed it, and the motherfucker bit him.
No.
I was dying.
Legit?
Yeah.
There's footage?
I think, yeah.
Oh my God, someone link me.
Or I fathomed that.
At this point, because I don't see it's too many of his supporters turned.
Is he gonna win again?
I don't know. But because I don't see, because the people who elected him are clearly still, for the most part, the people who elected him, they haven't learned much.
Because they don't want to admit.
Maybe they don't want to admit.
They don't want to admit that they were wrong.
Okay, you're right. And listen, this isn't a political show, and I don't care what party you're a part of.
Me neither.
I think even if I was a Republican, I think financially I'm sort of conservative. If I was a Republican, I would want someone better to represent our party. This is just Trump talk. This isn't politics. Just Trump talk, though. Because I don't see a whole lot changing, because we haven't been able to get this fucking guy on anything. No. Because every time we catch him on something, like just recently, I don't know if you saw this. Dude, I don't know if you've seen this, but like they use stock footage as Trump supporters in a political campaign video. So they're like, it's like this guy, Mike or whatever, let's say, and he's like a barista, and he's like, I love Trump for all these, and then it's like, yo, this is literally male hipster. Like if you type it into this stock footage thing, this exact footage comes up. Oh God, man! And like that, no one cares.
It's like not
it's a big funny as hell, dude. Like
Teflon, dog. He's Teflon.
The left cares obviously, and they're making fun of it. And I was like, oh, no surprise here. But as far as his supporters are like, yeah, I bet everybody does that or whatever. Like they just always have a one-line dismissal.
Yo, I don't watch a lot.
It's insane.
I don't watch a lot of TV, right? But my uncle always watches Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And I always hear it like sometimes like if I'm ever there and he has that shit on.
Right.
He talks about Trump like every episode, I think.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. There's a lot to talk about. But anyway, what I was getting at is like since we're not really changing people's minds, when I say we, I just mean people who don't like Trump.
Okay.
I don't mean leftist or whatever.
But if I was like, I love Trump,
dude, then that'd be fine.
But, I don't, by the way. I think he's a fucking piece of shit.
But while we're here,
sorry, not sorry.
While we're here, I'm gonna laugh. Is what I'm trying to get at. Long paragraph to get to this stupid point. That I'm just gonna laugh quite a bit at this guy for the remainder of the time that I have to put up with him, even if it's for another 4 years, God forbid. There's some real comedy. There really is.
Has Saturday Night Live roasted him?
Yeah, dude. They did for years already now. Alec Baldwin was doing him.
Oh, so good, probably.
Did it pretty well. Yeah, he hated it. But go figure.
Yo, he can't take a joke at all. He's like the
dude.
worst joke taker in the history of taking jokes.
And if you take a shot at him on Twitter, like there's a good chance the president will block he can't
You should
let it roll.
never come down to this level of my level. If I take a shot at the president, I should never
Unless you want to come on the pod.
Yo, seriously, next week, Donald Trump. Could you imagine?
Dude, that would be so hilarious.
The first question would be like, have you ever eaten ass?
Dude, I think you got to talk your shit.
Yeah.
I think you got to like, you got to know.
Are we going to, is the Secret Service going to barge in here right now?
They might. No, I mean, I'm not threatening the guy, and I'm really not.
I'm asking about ass eating, though. Like, what if I was like, yo, your wife, she looks unsatisfied.
Yeah, she does.
Are you laying it, or are you just kind of laying there?
I don't know. I would definitely ask him about his daughter because he's already like talked creepy about her.
My daughter's so hot.
Yeah,
my daughter's so hot. You would love to sleep with her. Me too.
If I had to use one word to describe her, it would be sexy. I think he said that one time.
My daughter's legs, they seem to go on forever.
I would ask him a lot about her because I do think she's fine as hell.
She's hot, dude. I could almost put up with that mouth if I could see what that mouth do.
Oh my goodness. But I would ask him a lot about him because I think that'd be the best way to get him to talk.
Yeah.
About whatever. Like you could so definitely get him to say dumb shit.
Yeah, you could
incriminating
just
shit.
let him hang himself. Give him that rope.
Just literally act like he's that guy. Like,
Yo.
dude, you know what's so dope? Smoking crack. He'd be like, yeah, this one time.
Yo, you know what his answer is for every question that he doesn't. This is. I'll give you an example. Ready?
Yeah.
Guantanamo. It's still open. The conditions looked horrendous. There are children literally sleeping with no blankets. What are your thoughts on that? Well, it's way better than it was under Barack Obama. Next question.
Dude, there's that, and then the other one is like, well, they don't have to come here.
Yo,
they don't have to try to come here.
He just says shit's better than it was before. That's his answer. So what? That didn't answer anything, dog.
Insane.
Anyway,
not
that subject.
This is actually totally, believe it or not, non-political, because if you are Republican, we fucks with you. If you are
all day.
a Democrat, we fucks with you. If you're independent, we fucks with you.
I have a friend who's Republican.
Whoever is most for the I have a friend who's Republican. Like the racist joke. I have a friend who's by.
I'm not.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
Yo, man, I'm not against anything. Yo, I work with a guy who's Republican.
That's amazing. No, but really, we do. I fucks with everybody. I don't really care who.
Me too, man.
But if you're a Trump supporter, that's just something you get made fun of for now. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's enough evidence, you know. Man. Like guys who wear rompers or whatever.
Yeah,
you're gonna get made fun of.
Fucking right.
You could wear them.
Right.
You're just gonna get made fun of.
Sure.
Did you see that fad a couple months ago?
No, I hope I don't ever do.
Dude, it was wild. And if my friends did it.
Well, like fanny packs were kind of in style for a week, weren't they?
Yeah, you were supposed to wear them over your shoulder or something. I don't know, man. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it defeats the whole purpose of a fanny pack, though, doesn't it? Yeah. Why not just get a backpack?
I'm like a duffel or tote guy.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm like a nickel bag or dime bag guy.
I want to bring back the JanSport backpack.
Yo, they're fire, dude.
Leather bottom.
Visvim is the most gangster brand in the world. They take a JanSport and sell it for $1,000.
No. Is it literally a JanSport, or they just like copied the steez?
They use like actual like deer leather and like.
Well, then, yeah.
Of course, they spruce it up a little bit, but $1,000?
They're gangsters. They're thugs out here.
Crazy.
Let me ask you something that I was thinking about. I don't really have an answer. I was looking at, or I wasn't looking at. I was trying not to look at a Twitter account. Yeah, fuck it. It was Complex Sneakers. They get liked and retweeted onto my timeline occasionally. And lately, I don't like the content much.
Wow.
Because they're just trying a different approach.
Okay.
So, and this is business, guys. You know, whatever. Yeah. I'm 35. I'm like so far out of their core demographic that me saying that I don't like it is them going like, yes, good job.
Shout to Trinidad.
No one is insulted.
Yep.
I would never call Trinidad dad, for example.
No, I wouldn't either.
But you know, definitely shout out to him. He's a fucking awesome dude.
I think he's a good dude.
So anyway, they've been sharing lately the really, really corny Instagram photos, you know, like with props and like punny, you know, they're like the really bad stuff. And I was thinking like, man, that's interesting. Like that must still click, or they're like okay with negative feedback. Like it's one of two things. Like either it's still that kind of like, I don't know how to, whatever, LeBron Fruity Pebbles in a bowl of milk with a spoon.
No.
Whatever. Like that either still works
What?
or they know sharing it, like they'll get an equal number of like, this is dope.
As
this
long
is
as they get
terrible,
eyeballs
as long
on
as they
it.
get eyeballs.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that was an extreme example. But it made me think like, because I just look at it first of all, because Twitter, for whatever reason, forces shit onto my timeline. I follow like 80 people. So for every one tweet from somebody that I actually wanted to see, I see like 6 or 7 suggested bullshit things or something you liked or whatever. So that's how I see this stuff. But anyway, I'm looking at it at that point since it's in front of me, trying to, whatever, think of this strategy.
You're scrolling. Okay.
And so it made me think like on this tangent, what are some things that I like really hate in sneaker social media?
Oh God, here we go.
And I think we should try to name as many as we can for a little bit. We got a little bit of time. What are some things that you really hate on like sneaker Twitter, sneaker YouTube, sneaker Instagram? I don't know if sneakers are on what's the other one? The what's it called? Shiver or no, Twitch.
Okay.
Shiver.
I think a lot of it's dying down, but for a while there, everybody was like toe tapping. Like they would do this photo, but everybody had the same pose where like your one foot is like up.
Yeah.
And the second, no one actually stands like that, number one.
Right.
Number two, like why? Why that pose, right?
Right.
Another one was like everybody would, like I remember when shattered backboards came out, right? Everybody had broken glass. And like
so that's
shattered,
like very
like punny. Super pun filled photographs.
Yeah.
Another one that actually with our guest last week made me really like reevaluate the way I look at pics, right?
Yeah, check out episode 10 if you haven't already.
Great episode, I feel. All innocent parties all guilty parties are protected by the statute of limitations. But I don't know. I just feel like
went home and snorted a line of creatine, by the way.
Woo, man, was that good? But Instagram has really been full of fuck shit. I don't know, man.
Dude, I think YouTube's worse.
YouTube is so corny right now.
And that was very risky to say because they're also far more sensitive. So I'm gonna piss somebody off, I'm sure. But I think they're worse. I think the thing that's makes YouTube worse is that there are things you have to do on YouTube
to win.
To not even to win, like for there to be any reason for you to make a video.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who ever wonder why I stopped, is I never
ball.
wanted to do these things, right? So I never wanted to make sure it got to 10 minutes long or was similarly titled to a popular video. Like for example, all of those, way too much complex talk on this episode, but again, shout out Joe. Sneaker shopping is the reason so many of them are named sneaker shopping or spending
because
money
he
or
made
blah, blah,
a
blah.
lane.
He not only made a lane, but he raised an algorithm, right? So he raised a suggestion.
So now when you search for him, you see all these other nitwits doing the exact same thing with a lesser quality, with no production, almost with no talent.
All the way down to I could have even a lesser concept, which no insult whatsoever, because there's a brilliance to sneaker shopping, and the brilliance to sneaker shopping is that it's not about sneakers. You get the guy in. It's a common thing that you get the guy or girl in. It's a common thing to talk about for a moment, and then Joe's got them in this sort of unusual setting, off guard. It
breaks down the barrier. I love it,
and he gets some good questions in. It's an interview show. Make no mistake. But even with something that simple, right?
Yeah.
Because if Joe was here before he had that show, when we were like, "Oh, what's the elevator pitch for this idea you had?" He would just be like, "I'm gonna take celebrity sneaker shopping." It's like,
it's a great idea.
There's your 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Even with something that simple, it
can be done wrong.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
Like not that that's bad. You know what I'm saying? But it gets like if I want to stay in the sneaker shopping, whatever algorithm suggested video, I could do something like I took my mom to the mall to guess the prices of this sneaker shop. Like it's like it could be so much worse.
Perfect example.
I don't know how else to say that. I'm saying it worse, and that makes me feel bad because sneaker shopping is great.
Well, there was two episodes.
It could be so watered down.
Two episodes he did was one with Halsey, she's a singer, and another one with
a bullshitter too.
With Smoked Perp, right? He's a rapper. I never really knew about him. I knew of him, but they knew their shit with sneakers, and it was refreshing to see kids in this generation.
Right.
He came on there and he was talking about when he was in school, what it felt like seeing other kids with sneakers, and that's the way I felt when I was a kid. And it was cool to see that like somebody that's into this like mumble rap bullshit actually have a genuine appreciation for the same shit that I do. And
No question.
It was really refreshing to see a young kid be like, oh, well, the 13s, like, you know, when I was in 8th grade or whatever, they got retroed for the first time, and he was like talking the talk. And I really fuck with that. Like, I thought that was so cool. Like,
But now so to go back to YouTube is the worst now.
yeah.
That's everything that's great about sneaker shopping.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm watching that episode. The top suggested video is probably dick face so-and-so on some street in LA sneaker shopping with some not famous guy and spending 40 grand or whatever, right?
Oh God, I hate that shit.
Autoplay, because I would never click that, but if you autoplay it into that, right?
That's going to pop up.
Then the suggestion to that, this is what I'm talking about, photocopies of photocopies. That one is like
the resolution.
My mom tries to guess the name of Nikes in Finish Line, right? And then so you autoplay into that.
We found Yeezys at the Goodwill.
And then it gets down to like just JC, like I'm at SneakerCon spending $90,000.
Yo,
you know what I mean? Like, and then like if you click into him, it goes down to I spent $7,500 on this box. I don't know what's in here.
Yo,
and then if you click on that,
mystery boxings are so trash, dog.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like the copy of the copy.
Dude.
I'm happy we got here. Now I feel so much better about everything I said in preface of this, because this is what I'm talking about. It gets so bad the further down you go. You know,
if you really believe that there's anything mysterious about those boxes, you're fucking retarded.
Well, regardless of all that, the thing that makes YouTube the worst platform is that you have to do these things.
Because the algorithm won't even see you if you don't.
have to. Or so you have to try to play with them or try things. And then who's somebody who does it reasonably well? I don't know. But whoever it is, I'm YouTuber X and I do a decent job, right? I edit correctly. I do. You know what? Let's use Fomer, because Fomer's a friend and Fomer knows I mean no ill will, and Fomer knows I know he's the man, right? But even Fomer is editing into a formula for speed or whatever, right? Like he's like, okay, 15 seconds of B-roll, then you come to me, and I'm in the hallway, and then I talk, and then it goes to more B-roll, and my camera flips, and then it comes over here, and then I ask Buckets a question, and he answers from behind the camera. And then, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a bit of a formula, and for those of you who don't know, editing takes a lot of time, so I understand that piece, right?
Yeah.
So far, no foul, right? But then you have your prototypical Fomer Simpson video, right? And they're similar across a dozen, let's say, right? So one of the things I noticed Fomer did, and this is no fault of his, but he's gotten into a YouTube habit of like, my favorite Adidas Boost shoe ever, right? And his last one was like 2 weeks ago, right? Because it's a title that works, right?
Or
like,
when you find
I
something
can't
works.
believe I bought this Jordan, and it's like just a review of this week's Jordan release. You know what I mean? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Because it gets him, and I understand this, and I understand it's business. I understand this is probably, knowing Mike, it's probably something that's been taught to him. Like, yo, this really works, but whatever. And he's out there he does this full time, so no insult. But that's what YouTube does, right? Like to everyone. On a long enough timeline, to everyone who wants to exist on YouTube, you have to start playing those games to some degree, right?
And I can't even be mad at it, because like if you struck your claim to YouTube, right? Like say YouTube is one of the ways that you earn income, right?
Yeah. My new favorite Boost shoe.
You have to, because if you don't, what's the point of doing it? Like, you know, if you're
no. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying is for other people, like on the outside looking in, we know why. Yeah,
don't get me wrong, and anyone listening, Fomer's done nothing wrong.
Oh no,
it's just very, like that is a very clear illustration of someone that everyone knows I love, right?
Yeah.
So they don't take any insult of me pointing that out, and then I just want you to apply a multiplier, like times 1,000. That times 1,000. Yeah.
Here's a point: if he has to do it, what does that say about YouTube?
So at that times 1,000, right? So then you get to forcing my mom to listen to the Little Dicky freestyle while trying to guess my sneakers with a blindfold on while eating mystery candies.
My mom's gonna stick her hand in a bag of Supreme accessories. Will she know which one's which?
Oh my, you know, which comes from some kid who used to let his mom listen to mumble rap interviews.
I tell my
that
dad
piece and sneaker shopping and money spent. It really became like, wow.
I tell my roommate how much I just spent on my BMW. Reaction.
Is there anyone
emotional?
Is there anyone on YouTube right now though that's like literally just doing what they want to do? They're not titling it strange. They're not playing with it. They're just like, remember when we were doing it?
Yeah,
dude. At the time we were doing it, I didn't like a lot of the other stuff that was going on. And in retrospect, I don't like the stuff that I was doing, but we were all doing whatever we wanted.
I think Eddie Wynn kicks. He kind of moved away from sneakers totally, and did more of a fashion thing before a lot of people did.
Yeah,
and he has his own style, and it's him. Like, and
I have seen that,
and I respect it. It's good camera. He follows a certain pattern too, but I know that he's being genuine to himself.
Yeah.
And it comes off. It's evident by watching it, and I love that dude. So
yeah, he does a good job. I mean, I haven't checked in on him in a couple of years, but the last time I checked, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like outfit tips or like how to wear this.
He does lookbooks
lots of fast fashion and
by himself, and they're really well done.
Yeah, I would love a channel like that. That was like more in my style or more like higher end, you know what I mean? Sure. Like if they had a channel like that was like getting a fit off with the last 6 seasons of Ralph, since that's like very specific and there'd be pieces that you have to hunt.
Yep.
I can't really get into, mind you, I'm talking about Eddie Wynn of 2 or 3 years ago. I haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
But I can't get into too much of like, I found this shirt at PacSun and these jeans at
Stussy.
Yeah. And I'm like putting it together. That's just, but I get the kid who loves that.
Yeah.
And I get that that's doing it right. And I get that probably doesn't have the cheesy titles or the thumbnails or the games.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
When you see his title and his thumbnail, that's what you're getting in the video.
Yeah. It's awesome that people, I think to a degree, Teddy's doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like he's just doing whatever 100%. The hell he wants.
Yep.
And he doesn't really care how well it does.
Yeah, I respect the shit out of it. And he loves talking about how he's not getting monetized while he's smoking the most gigantic joint you've ever seen in your life.
And you don't have to do that either. I just think that it's become the worst platform or the most irritating platform for me for sneakers.
Yeah.
It sucks because it's also run by Google. So as much as I try to make my YouTube suggestions like about camera gear or about editing tips or about
porno.
Or about NBA highlights, whatever I actually want to watch, because it's owned by Google and because so much of my life is sneakers, I get these suggestions and I peep in, and I see a lot of this stuff that I'm like, man.
There's like 4 or 5 channels that are the bigger sneaker channels, and they just carbon copy each other to death. It's crazy. The same 5 video. It's the same 5 video titles, and they just like do a merry-go-round of who's going to do which one when.
And don't get me wrong, man. I know. Listen, don't count people's pockets. Don't knock the hustle.
It's for money.
I understand. Yes. Okay. For all of those reasons, it's fine. I'm not mad at anybody. It's my least favorite platform now, though, because of it.
It sucks. It turned into a job, and it was a hobby before.
That's a good way to put it.
It was a hobby before, and it was something that I love to do. It was I love the interaction between people, and people will say like, if you're good at something, get paid to do it. Right. Like I get that, right? I get that. Get your bread, right?
But it would have been awesome if
you're selling yourself out.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It would have been awesome if YouTubers, instead of like finding the way to game it to make whatever money they could, and without like pandering to the brands, if there was a union 6 years ago to be like, guys, we're not going to put this type of sneaker from Champs on our channel.
Perfect example.
For less than $500 a video or whatever. Like no one does less than 500.
Perfect example.
You know what I mean? Or no one does this, or no one says this, or no, we won't say that, or no, I'm not going to agree to this, and no one do it.
Yeah.
right? They could have become authorities because they have huge audiences. They could have become real, like they could have been the guys that when there's a story about Zion Williamson's shoe falling apart, you could have got the call from ESPN as an authority, right?
Well, when
like, yo, we're here with such an, but instead you like, I don't know. Fuck it, man. I don't know how to say it.
Well, here it is in a nutshell.
Played.
Champs was one of the first brands to realize that they could juke the commercial. They realized how popular sneaker YouTube was.
It had immense power.
They knew that sending these guys free sneakers would give them, you know how cheap of marketing that is?
Yeah.
To send out sneakers to like the top 25, 35 channels, and the box has a big Champs thing. It looks good because, hey, we're giving back. Like we're helping you guys. Like, and at first it was cool. And then I realized that they were just sending out, first of all, they were sending out bullshit. Yeah. And at first I was like, I played along, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I don't like this shoe. This shoe's horrible.
It's funny because when you're not seated, you think that that's the only thing on earth that you want.
Yeah, you just want to get seated. You want to get
I was
free
seated
shoes.
to a point, dude. I was on YouTube. I was the most active I was ever on social media, and I was the editor-in-chief at Kicks on Fire. I was getting seated so much. It was ridiculous. And I wanted it to stop so bad. Especially there was so much stuff that, like, what do you do? And then there's like this weird ethical point where you're like, can I sell stuff that was just given to me? I was so
stuck there.
I don't know what to do with all of this.
I was stuck there because it comes in these big, like, they would come in these big Champs boxes, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up starting to give them away. Like, I would just literally give them away.
Yeah.
And then I would give them the Goodwill and stuff like that. And that would make me feel better knowing that somebody was getting, and I basically told Champs, like, I'm not going to do them in the videos anymore. Right. And they kept sending them to me up until the very end. And I appreciate them.
I mean, yeah, dude, we are I am so grateful for every opportunity. I appreciate
all that.
Shout out to Puma has just recently given me an opportunity. I just signed the contract yesterday. Like, these don't ever stop, guys, like reaching out, and especially the podcast. I tried to suggest to Puma when we were like, yo, let me do a little piece on the podcast. I don't think we're there as an audience yet.
Right, but we will be.
But we will be.
Yep.
And so nobody listening to this, like, take it any kind of way. Send us Champs boxes here while it's tiny.
We're going to get
while we have less value.
Yeah,
and we'll put it out.
I was thinking about this. We're probably going to get a P.O. box. I think that would be cool. So you guys can send us stuff.
And we could talk about your brands and whatever while we're small.
Yep.
I don't want anybody to think, like, I just think there was such an opportunity 5 years ago. Like I think to some degree the orange circle idea was where we could just be like, make decisions as a unit and become authorities. And I remember realizing, like, wow, collectively we're bigger than the blogs. We're pulling more eyes than the blogs. We're more active community for certain, where we have an audience that's like, dude, remember how many Saucony's YouTube sold?
Oh my God, a lot.
Dude, the really activated kids about Saucony.
Yeah.
And I love Saucony, by the way.
And I love the fact that they took those YouTubers and let them design those shoes.
I'm just saying. Great opportunity. There was just an opportunity for it to not get here. If you look at Jacques is somebody I think who's done everything right.
What a genuine dude, man. I love that dude.
If more people had followed in his footstep, or Nightwing did a really good thing in that he made his own platform.
Yep.
He's also like, I'm just going to not wait for anybody to give me an opportunity. I'm just going to do where it touches, whatever. Anyway, shout out to everybody. I just remember when Instagram was a bigger mess, by like way bigger mess than anywhere else on sneakers. Now I would say it's between Twitter and YouTube, but it's definitely worse on YouTube right now. But whatever, if you're having a good time, fuck me, man.
All I want to say, though, is I just saw a video of 2J's when he was at SneakerCon, when he spent $400,000 in 2 days.
Yeah.
Man, sneakers as a whole.
It's like a different world.
It's different, man. It's
and also to him, shout out to him and congratulations to him. And I don't have $900,000 to spend at a SneakerCon. Dude, like, I don't want anyone to hear our opinion.
Oh yeah,
especially
I'm not
mine.
shitting on it at all.
Especially mine. Yeah. Like, I don't want him to hear it like I'm snobby or talking down.
Oh no, dude, I'm not.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying, yo, this
shout out to him.
This specific stuff is not made for me. That's all I'm saying.
I just thought it was weird that, like, everybody there was looking for the same 3 shoes.
It's wild,
and it's sad because I've only been to 2 of those kind of events, or three.
Yeah.
And every time I would look for the things that everybody else wasn't looking for, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like none of that was even there. I don't think I saw one New Balance.
No, dude, it's a different world.
It's just
the audience, the
Jordan 1s
community,
and Yeezys.
Yeah, the audience, the community, it's young.
Yeah.
It's very, very young right now. I fucking hate the term OG, sneakerhead, whatever. Our thing is over, dude.
Oh,
it's
done.
over.
Yeah.
A lot of people hang on to it, and that's why they get so mad and they do that, like yelling from the porch shit.
Yeah.
You resellers, you bots, whatever.
There's another bag of shit on my porch and it's on fire.
I don't do that stuff because I accepted like almost a full 2 years ago now
It feels
that it's
nice
over.
to accept it. Like I'm in my own thing.
It's so over.
Yeah.
But we're enjoying dude, I've been enjoying NB1 more than anything. I found a freaking promo code that worked on it the other day. So I flipped out another one, a 997 for like $180, made in America, my design.
I gotta get another promo code.
Hey,
too.
I got a suggestion right now. This is spur of the moment.
Whoa.
As you're listening to this or watching it on camera, this has never been discussed, but I'm going to put COYLE on the spot. Okay. Why don't we do this, bro? Because our growth has kind of slowed down in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm not scared to admit that. Listen, we just talked a bunch of shit about other people. Fuck it, man. We suck sometimes. I want to get that back up. I love doing this. I want to do it for more people, and I want to incentivize. We got some money.
Okay.
It's locked in our account, as you know.
It's in that box right there.
I would like to do something that I'm imagining right now. It's a collabo thing that we'll do for one Hall of Heroes member.
Oh, I know where you're going.
So here we go.
I know where he's going.
Here we go. We're gonna do this, guys. I'm just gonna throw it out there, and COYLE has no choice. I'm spending our money.
I'm in.
If you've listened this far, an hour and 11 minutes
into
our 11th,
now,
an hour and 11 minutes into our 11th episode. Fuck, the timing is amazing.
Yo, this is just
111 in our 1/1th episode.
Seriously crazy right now.
If you've listened all the way to here and you're that guy, join our Hall of Heroes. It could have cost no more than $1. I mean, well, it could cost more than $1, but you'd have to spend $1. Okay, you gotta spend $1 or more. Fucking join it. It's easy to do. Look for the button that says support this podcast. It's everywhere. There's a link in every description on every platform. If you're on Anchor, there's a button, right? So get in the Hall of Heroes. First of all, there's 22 of you now.
And we really appreciate you guys,
so
man.
1 in 22 chance right now. Hop in there. I mean, these are good odds, right?
Yep, really good.
One of you in episode 15.
Okay, 15.
Okay, so 5 episodes from now.
4 weeks, okay.
4 weeks from now, we'll choose at random. And that person is going to win on us from the money that you guys have donated in support of the show.
Yep.
A New Balance NB1 that I'll design.
Yep.
That will come in a box that COYLE will paint.
Ooh.
So we'll get the NB1 here in a week, right? I'll hand it over to
Custom box.
I'll design it. It'll say Playground Politics on the back. And aside from that, you don't know what I'm going to do.
And it'll be original artwork from yours truly.
I'll bring it to him.
Yep.
7 days after it's been made.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
spruce that shit up.
Right? And then we'll bring it here and we'll reveal it in episode 15.
Oh my gosh, this is hot.
And it'll be on its way.
Yep.
Free of charge.
Yep.
Dude, we have a shipping department right here.
Yep. Literally.
It'll go out to one of you. I think that's fucking fire.
That's a great idea. What do you think? I think it's an awesome idea.
I think that's so cool. If you're not familiar with my New Balance customs, you can check them out on my Instagram. That's at Raxlife _. I think you'll be excited. And this dude's serious with the cans.
Yeah, you're gonna get something nice, guys.
Dude, this is gonna be cool. It'll be 1 of 1. It'll be just for you. Do it up. So you have to be. I think you should have to be, right? Because yeah,
it's gonna be for the haul.
It's got to be for the haul.
Yeah,
we appreciate everybody, and if you just want to love us, hit like. Go give us 5 stars. Go give Joe Rogan 1 star, and write a nice comment on our Apple podcast. You know, that's for everybody.
And we'll be talking about this on our socials too.
This is gonna be banger.
Be good. Yep,
dude, I'm excited. I want them.
Yep,
already. Whatever I design, I'm ordering 2, and I'm having COYLE paint mine too.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
so
me,
you, the winner, and COYLE will have this shoe and box.
It'll be a 1 of 3.
1 of 3. Oh, dude, that's so fire.
This is a great idea, dude.
We're going to get Evan to shoot these shits, too.
Yeah. It'll be a photo, a nice looking photo. We'll accompany it so you can have it to always remember that you won the Hall of Heroes.
So you Hall of Heroes will we'll cover the cost of that for one of you guys. That's gonna be
Yeah.
that's gonna be fire. We'll throw a mug in the box. It'll be fire. Sick. Don't miss out. Now's the time. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit like.
Thanks, guys.
Dude, that's such a cool fucking
Go to the Anchor
random
app
thing.
right now. Make your little donation to the Playground Pocket.
I think it starts at $1. It tops off at $5.
Yeah,
you do
it's
whatever
not
you
a
want.
lot,
We're not
man.
going to make it by how much you donate. If you're in,
Oh yeah,
you're in.
If you're with us, you're with us.
4 more episodes. We'll do lots of reminding you.
Yep.
I'm going to go home and play with all the different models and colors.
And I'm gonna get my graffiti game up.
Oh, dude, this is going to be sick.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys.
If we pissed you off, we're sorry. If we made you laugh,
Joe Rogan, we're coming.
that's sick. Dude, we almost did a dozen of these now.
It's crazy. I did 5.
Whoa!